for today's cup of coffee. We're going to have a revisit. Is that what you said? What's that what you called it?
Yeah, it's a revisit. The thing about the pants,
I have a
the
question.
actions. I was wiping my hands on my pants, and she's like, "Are you wiping the hands on your pants?" And it's like, "Yes, I am." It's like,
Why do men do
but
that?
at the same time, but I didn't say yes, I am. I'm like, I will neither confirm nor deny the actions bestowed upon you in front of you.
Man, why do y'all do that? Why do y'all do that?
It's the nearest thing. It's pants. They'll go in the wash.
You have paper towels. We have a roll of paper towels right there.
It makes your immune system stronger.
Okay.
It's just burger grease. That's all.
Oh.
Food bits.
But going back
wash out.
Finding something as far as to revisit, and we realized that this year, I didn't realize it happened this soon, and that was the Krampus run. We've already missed it. It occurs like December 5th or 6th.
Yes.
In some place, of course, America, we never do anything when it's supposed to be done. But it's like, I thought it was closer to like the 20th or something. My bad. So,
oops.
We're going to revisit last year's, and it's like, I went into total tism mode last year, didn't I?
When you don't?
Not like I did. So this is...
I think that depends on the video.
It is a more lengthy video because it's very scholarly. Yes. But
it's like reading. It's like hearing a textbook written out.
Only part of it, because I went into the origins of Krampus and different things like that. And the end part of it,
textbook scholar,
was sort of what helped us morph into what we do now, which is more the current stories and different things like that.
Yeah.
The more recent weird, which a lot of times overlaps with historic weird. Mm-hmm. So, yeah. And I think I just don't have the energy to do the scholarly research. Some of them would take days and pages. Mm-hmm. And I would sit here with pages, and Kid, he would just sort of, his eyes would glaze over.
Because it's just like,
oh God.
What?
What?
Like,
Mama's on a tangent. It's
yeah.
Like, oh God.
It's like I'm in class all over again. Where's my book at least so I can...
You really follow along. It's like she's got footnotes and APA format. It's bullet point, the whole 9 yards. I've mellowed. So we hope that you all enjoy the revisit.
Lizzo, it's about damn time.
What?
Lizzo, about damn time.
Oh. We hope you enjoy this revisit. And if you've got to participate in the Krampus night, put down in the comment section how it was and if you enjoyed it. Yeah.
Scare children with Krampus head.
Absolutely. Scare the children's. Christmas can be a time of fear because Halloween is every day. Every day.
Every day is Halloween. That's a song.
For today's cup of coffee, youngest kid and I are going to try not to go on a tirade.
Well,
we really are.
I'm not going to make any promises. It's either that or I keep my mouth shut. There's no in between.
There is an in between.
Not for me.
It's called
Sorry.
self-control, self-discipline.
I'm sorry. No, there is no.
I'm hoping that I can be an example of those traits, not somebody who's going, oh God, she needs self-control and self-discipline. This was another one of those topics that I thought, okay, we'll do this. This will be neat and we'll go on. Oh no. Nothing in our lives is simple. I don't know. It's just, it works that way. And I told you a couple of cups back when we were discussing some of the more interesting, lesser known characters of Christmas, at least here in America, they're not as well known, but should be, and hopefully will be at some point. But this one has become very well.
So far, that's not probably going to happen.
What?
By the way things are going so far, I doubt that that's going to happen.
Well, anyhow, it's like this one character has actually had quite a bit of resurgence or surgence in America, and that is Krampus.
Yes, that was thanks to horror.
And so
horror culture.
I think that is just amazing. Stop slurping during the video. Do that after the video. Anyhow, the article that I have, this one is by Amy Tikkanen, and this is from Britannica.com, and all the links will be posted there in the description box. And I'm usually pretty good about posting the links. If there's not a reference, then that means that I have forgotten, and I have no problem with somebody saying, hey, post your links, because very much appreciate these people writing these things, and fair use. Krampus in Central European popular legend is a half-goat, half-demon monster that punishes misbehaving children at Christmas time. And the devilish companion to St. Nicholas, Krampus is believed to have originated in Germany, and his name derives from the German word Krampen, which means claw. And Krampus was thought to have been part of pagan rituals for the winter solstice. Thought to be. There's no verification on this because it's ancient. So again, people making it up as they go along. Now, according to legend, he is the son of Hel, the Norse god of the underworld, and actually Hel is a goddess. I know this because when I was going through art, that was part of my independent study, was about Hel, which is spelled H-E-L. And I think that that's very interesting in the fact that we discuss Hel as H-E-L-L, which is full of fire. But in Norse mythology, again, this was a frozen underworld, so... And that Valhalla, you had that hearth, and you had the, constant feast and all these things. So, with the spread of Christianity, Krampus became associated with Christmas despite efforts by the Catholic Church to ban him. The creature and St. Nicholas are said to arrive on the evening of December the 5th, which is Krampus night. It's okay. German, so I do better with the German than the other. While St. Nicholas rewards nice children by leaving presents, Krampus beats those who are naughty with branches and sticks. He could have been part of the Appalachian Mountains. That's how people grow up.
Yeah.
In some cases...
Switches.
Absolutely. In some cases, he is said to eat them or take them to hell. On December the 6th, St. Nicholas Day, children awaken to find their gifts or nurse their wounds. Festivities involving Krampus include the Krampus Run. And in this activity, which involves alcohol, people dressed as the creature parade through the streets, scaring spectators and sometimes chasing them. Beginning in the late 20th century, amid efforts to preserve cultural heritage, Krampus runs became increasingly popular in Austria and Germany. As well they should. What fun would that be?
Right.
And during this time, Krampus began to be celebrated internationally, and the monster's growing appeal was evidenced by numerous horror films. And it says some claim that the expanding popularity of Krampus was a reaction to the commercialization of Christmas. I think it's just cool. It's...
Yeah, it is cool.
I think it's, again, people wanting... actual consequences for bad behaviors.
There's been multiple movies based on Krampus.
Well, this one mentions that here in this one. And then we have from history.com by Becky Little, and the article is Meet Krampus, the Christmas Devil Who Punishes Naughty Children. and just the excerpt that I had taken from this, the introduction of mass visual media couldn't help but sweep the charismatic Krampus up in its wave. When the postcard industry experienced a boom in Germany and Austria in the 1890s, it opened the way for Krampuskarten. I'm sure that's... I don't know what that means.
I don't know what that is.
These holiday cards weren't mean to make you feel warm and fuzzy. Ones that were marked "Greetings from Krampus" show Krampus stuffing a distressed child into his satchel or preparing to hit one with his bundle of birch sticks.
Yes.
Many of these postcards depicted Krampus going after children with his sticks, leading them away in chains, or carrying them off in his bag. You know, if
rightfully so.
Yeah, I mean, I think that there's a lot of kids that's going on that have grown up today that needed an introduction to Krampus.
Is that a hint?
Maybe. I threatened you with the kumquats. There were also cards that were a little more geared towards adults. Krampus cards in the early 20th century show him punishing children, yes, but also proposing to women. In some cards, Krampus is portrayed as a large woman whipping tiny men with her birch sticks and carrying them off in her satchel. In another, a smiling woman...
Little dick energy, you get in the sack!
In another, a smiling woman dangles a defeated-looking Krampus in the air, holding his bundle of birch sticks behind her back.
Okay.
So I thought that was pretty interesting.
Yeah.
And for over a century, most Americans probably never saw a Krampus card or even knew who Krampus was. And that changed in 2004 when art director and graphic designer Monte Beauchamp published a book of Krampus cards and helped organize an art show inspired by the cards. Whether or not Beauchamp was primarily responsible for introducing Krampus cards to the U.S., Krampus has since become a sort of ironic icon in America. Etsy has a whole section of items inspired by classic Krampus cards.
Yes.
And if you don't have time to send cards, you can buy an ugly Krampus sweater to wear to your local Krampus party or Krampuslauf. That's the Krampus run. Schnapps, I hear, is his favorite.
We need to do the Krampus
beverage.
run.
Wouldn't that be great? Krampus's popularity in the U.S. arguably
Speak English, ass monkey!
peaked with the 2015 feature film Krampus, which shouldn't be confused with many of the other low-budget Krampus movies.
Yeah, the B movies. Oh God, those B movies are bad. But
Oh yeah,
but
well,
they're
there's the
good.
ones that they're so bad they're funny.
Yeah.
And those can be fun. The ones that you throw popcorn and then later regret it because you have to vacuum it up. The first time I heard of Krampus,
You don't have to vacuum it up if you're in a theater. That's someone else's
with
job.
that, yeah, but we're talking about at home. The first time I heard about Krampus was by somebody that's very dear to me, and that was Lisa Jansen. I will go ahead and mention her. She's brilliant. She knew things about just about anything. Just a very well-read individual. And I think that was probably about 2012 or somewhat 2012, 2013. And she was sort of surprised. He's like, "You've never heard of Krampus?" And I'm like, "No." And so she told me about him, and it's like, how could you not just love that?
And when did you find out about Krampus again?
Probably about 2012 or 2013. Yeah.
How did I not tell you about that thing? 'Cause
I don't know.
I knew about it
I don't know.
before you.
Anyhow, there's another cool article that you can read, and it's 7 Things You Need to Know About Krampus by Ashley, and this is from Oktoberfest Tours. So can you imagine being able to celebrate that there in Germany? How awesome would that be?
That would be awesome.
Then there was another amazing website, and it's called Fear Columbus, as in Columbus, Ohio. And they had presented Krampus haunted Christmas experience, and that took place on December the 17th and the 18th and was totally sold out. And they had advertised it as 40,000 square feet of holiday horror.
Heck yeah.
Oh yeah, and then they had two different shows, basically. I mean, you got to go to both of them, but two different themes is a better way to describe it. They had the Tale of Krampus, which was a walk-through attraction which took you through the tale of Krampus. And every scene was supposed to unveil another page in the storybook. And once the story was complete, you had to escape from Krampus's lair. And the experience included a giant light show, which was synced to music. Oh my God, can you imagine? That would have
How
been
many people
amazing.
did not escape, though? I want to know that.
I don't know. Then they had the other theme that they had was Aftermath, Frozen. Hell frozen over.
Oh, yeah.
And this was their largest attraction, featuring large sets modeled after a post-apocalyptic city. And then the participants journeyed through city streets, overturned cars, the town asylum, and countless other scenes. And it said that for Krampus, they had transformed this town to a frozen wasteland complete with falling snow, wind, and fog. And that they had used technology to simulate walking through an old town in the middle of a blizzard. So that would have been amazing. So you can go, and they actually had like a little video on the website that you can go and watch, and you can be like the rest of us to see what you missed.
Yeah.
And
I think also there was some like children's games or whatever that you could apparently like summon Krampus and such like that.
Oh, don't be summoning the Krampus. My goodness.
Well, it's just like it was similar to like Bloody Mary or Candyman. You know, those
don't
type
be
of
summoning
things.
nothing. Don't be summoning stuff. Not even in jest.
I mean, everybody has played Candyman or Bloody Mary at least once or twice in their life.
Yeah, that's true. But you know, lots of us have done silly things. Yeah,
but it's not actually something that's going to work.
We hope
that.
But you could summon something. But that's for another cup. Anyhow.
Yeah, if you go to a full-on ritual, you know.
Well, you know. Anyhow, this is the thing that Kid and I are going to try to remain objective. That's
the part that I'm going to keep my mouth shut on because I'm not.
This was, and I should have put the date on it. I think it was like maybe the 17th or something. That was my bad. This comes from SeattleTimes.com and is by Erik Lacitis.
Don't look at me. I don't know.
Well, it's Lacitis. Itis is an inflammation. So God love Eric. I hope he gets some ointment.
He needs some antibiotics.
He is the staff reporter.
Penicillin.
And the article is titled, "In Leavenworth," that is Washington State, "Christmas skirmish breaks out over rebranding and Krampus Drink Crawl." And I wish to God that this were made up. But this is real. And so Eric has written, the way it's been portrayed by two religion advocacy groups, the war on Christmas has descended on the idyllic town of Leavenworth in the Cascade foothills. And Leavenworth is the Bavarian-themed destination that puts up over 500,000 Christmas lights during the holidays, appropriately calling itself Christmas Town. Now, the charge against them, charge number 1, the Leavenworth Chamber of Commerce took the word Christmas out of its name for its famous holiday festival, and the Christmas Lighting Festival was rebranded Village of Lights, although the chamber had its official name as Village of Lights Christmas Town. Charge number 2 against them. On December the 4th, an opening weekend of month-long Christmas festivities, the town welcomed members of Krampus Seattle. They danced and paraded in their hairy-horned costumes inspired by the mythical Bavarian creature that's half demon, half goat, and that punishes those who misbehave at Christmas. The local Chamber of Commerce even promoted a Krampus Drink Crawl, According to the Linwood-based Family Policy Institute of Washington, headed by Mark Milosia, something like that, who is a conservative former state senator from Federal Way, quote, at an event that is supposed to honor the birth of Jesus Christ, town officials have chosen to include demonic influences. These attacks on Christianity are becoming the norm throughout the country. End quote.
My ass.
And according to a headline at Catholic Vote of Carmel, Indiana, with 213,000 Facebook followers, quote, Washington town shocked by erasure of Christmas customs, end quote. In response, Leavenworth Chamber of Commerce on Wednesday issued a lengthy statement saying the accusations are seriously lacking in facts and were derived from a rant on Facebook.
Yes, pretty much.
The rant that the chamber referred to was written by Ben Harried, 39, who is the co-owner of 2 restaurants in the area, including Larch, which is a seasonal Northwest pasta place in downtown Leavenworth. He's also a member of the Knights of Columbus, a Catholic men's charitable organization. For years, the Knights had a booth selling sausages at the Leavenworth Christmas Festival. But this year, the chamber did not get access to Front Street's right-of-way, this being the main drag through town, as it is now closed to traffic. All of that boiled down to the Knights not getting a booth because it needed both electric power and water, and such a combination was not available, says the chamber. It's complicated setting up everything from the winter market to the carolers to live music. This didn't sit well with Herod. On December 5th, he blasted off an email to Troy Campbell, head of the chamber, and posted it on Facebook.
Which is a violation.
Quote, I'm pretty fired up right now, Herod wrote. The Knights represent a community and character that unfortunately are becoming all too rare, most of whom are elderly and are a dying breed, end quote. Then Herod made a spot available on his restaurant's patio for the sausage booth. Kim Washburn, state deputy for the Knights, who lives on Leavenworth's outskirts, said the booth didn't get much business this year because it was off the tourist path. Herod didn't stop there. Something else was upsetting him. Quote, what is the unbelievable to me is that Christmas Town USA has decided to replace a family-friendly Christmas lighting to celebrate the Village of Lights. And this week, the chamber had the audacity / naivete / stupidity to kick off this non-holiday by inviting Krampus Seattle, a group of demonic horned half-goat cosplayers, to give speeches at our pavilion and pub crawl throughout the downtown, terrifying our children, end quote. The postings caught the attention of the 2 advocacy groups. Neither returned messages and emails for comment, so they wouldn't even talk to this reporter.
Which means they are so full of shit. Oh.
Wait. But the next battle in the war on Christmas was here. Says Herod, it seems I hit a nerve with a lot of people. Krampus Seattle's Facebook page representative is baffled. He says, there is no war on Christmas. I mean, this is just... And he says, I've been hacked on my personal account. There seems to be some negativity out there, end quote. He says a group of about 20 members of Krampus Seattle drove to Leavenworth to take part in the opening of the holiday festivities. Dressing up as the creature was long banned by the Roman Catholic Church as a pagan tradition. But in recent decades, there's been a resurgence, and the story spread beyond Europe. In Leavenworth, the Facebook page for Krampus Seattle shows tourists posing for photos with comments such as, all these kids are smiling. Santa pics always have kids crying.
Yeah.
Which is true.
Yeah.
Actually, Krampus has already been around for years in Leavenworth in the form of Krampus Cave, a comic book and game store. And the store manager, J.J. Hernandez, said about that Saturday, it was a pretty great event. It was a grand slam. It was the busiest day we've ever had. From what I could tell, everyone was loving it. Now, regarding the name change for the festivities, the Leavenworth Chamber of Commerce said the Christmas Lighting Festival title had been used for years on the first 3 weekends in December. Then each Saturday and Sunday, there was a flip the switch to turn on the light displays. The chamber said that 20,000 plus people would visit, all looking for parking spots that did not exist and causing traffic backups for miles. Now the lights stay on every day to spread out the crowds, and the organization says a rebranding was necessary. So the new name, Village of Lights. The chamber said the Krampus Seattle group had visited on its own in previous years. This year it said, quote, we made the decision to introduce them and explain to our visitors why they were in town and the German origin of Krampus. We also organized a drink crawl where some businesses offered themed drinks for the adults to enjoy, end quote. The chamber statement said that it was sorry if the Krampus had offended anyone.
No.
Herod isn't satisfied. On December 9th, he posted on Facebook, let's make sure that Krampus is not brought back for another season. In addition, Kim
He can fucking go
Washburn
choke on a
of the
chode.
Knights of Columbus says he worries when demon followers meet up with Christian types in Leavenworth. Then we'll have a riot, he says.
Oh, yes, because that's very Christian. Like, fuck off.
Wait. The chamber responds about Krampus Seattle, quote, we have been asked to not let them in town. And of course, as we live in a free country, we enjoy the freedom to travel where we wish. Leavenworth is open to anyone at any time as we welcome all, end quote. Deep breath in. Deep breath in. Now,
Someone needs to pull that fucking stick out of that dude's ass.
it wasn't
real
just
fast.
him. It was the other one also. And within this,
whoever.
This is where we try not to. Now, let me explain. Youngest kid and I have been wounded by religion multiple times. So have millions of others. Mm-hmm. This is why a lot of times when we refer to our belief system, we will say that we are followers of Christ.
Or just believers.
Yeah, or believers. But as far as using the term Christian, rarely will we do that because it has become such a hurtful, hateful word to so many.
Rarely. You may be rarely, but I will never refer to myself as a Christian.
And that's okay.
Ever.
And it's like if someone asks us, it's a matter of us showing someone what we believe, not talking about it. And that showing includes love, compassion, forgiveness, empathy. We don't try to slam our beliefs down other people's throats.
It's
at
not
all.
our place to.
And
it is no one's place to, other than God's place, to be like, hey, you should probably not follow this
Right.
path because that's not a good path.
Right.
That will lead to a lot of hurt and pain.
Exactly. But we're also very much willing to listen to other people's experiences, which is one of the things that we do through these videos, and learning the origins of certain things. Because when people operate out of ignorance, stuff like is happening in Leavenworth is what occurs. Mm-hmm. Now, these poor folks that were doing the Krampus thing, they were just having fun.
Exactly, and they couldn't stand it because, one, they were getting more business than the other people.
I mean, it was a comic book store. My God, leave them alone.
Yeah.
And to hack this guy's accounts and stuff.
You just don't.
That
you
is
don't ever
just
do something like that.
bogus. And that these people.
That's all right. Karma's going to bite them in the ass.
Well, it's like this. I'm sorry, but certain groups, after the Inquisition and the witch hunts, maybe they should sit down and shut up for a minute. Mm-hmm.
Don't let them forget that.
Krampus pretended to do this stuff. The character of Krampus pretended to do this stuff. Some of these other people didn't pretend. They did.
Exactly.
So, it just floored me when I read that, and I'm like, are you serious?
Which set me off on a whole ass
It did,
rant.
and it's like I told him, I said, self-control, self-discipline.
I thought I did pretty good this
you
time.
You have done really well. And what is so sad, it's not just one particular organization or group that would do that, because in our area, it would just, we would be hit with more resistance. My God, they had wanted to put a methadone clinic in the tiny town near us, and people that were supposedly religious were up in arms about that. Now, I knew one of them, and I did confront them. I said, okay, you want people to get help, you just don't want them to get it in your back door, right?
That's exactly what
that person shut up. So, anyhow, we're not ranting. We're not ranting. But as far as Krampus Cave, and that was Krampus Cave with a K, if I did any of the social media bullshit, I would sit there and go, you guys did nothing wrong. And on this article, like I said, this is another link that I will provide. They've got them in costume, and it's brilliant.
That's why I'm like, no, you do not fucking apologize for anything. Y'all did nothing wrong.
Well, this is where people do not understand. They were the ones that took over other people's belief systems.
Mm-hmm. Which, isn't that exactly what God or Christ told us not to do?
It's a matter of, like I said, you are supposed to draw people to your belief system by how you live. Now, how is that pushing people away? Oh, yeah. It pushed us away years ago. That's why we sit on the front porch and pray.
You don't shove religion down anyone's
don't.
throat. That's the fastest way to get them away from your shit.
Well, the thing is, and Hal Lindsey had a brilliant quote, and I've quoted it many times and we'll quote it many more, which was that, religion is man's attempt to set things right with God. And he said Christianity is not a religion, it's a relationship. Now, he was using as far as the term Christianity before all this other stuff took place. Mr. Lindsey is rather old.
Yeah, how many years ago was that?
10, 20.
Well, I'll fight on him about that, too, but,
That he said that?
Well, I'll fight on him about that, but,
Well, and it's just one of those, I don't know.
It's like, no. People who identified as Christian have been doing this since it started.
No. And I'm not going to turn this into some kind of theological debate on this, because that's a different cup of coffee. But it's like, just understand why you believe what you believe, the origin of your beliefs. Find out that a lot of us, even as much research as we do, we don't know shit about shit. So, be a good person. Treat other people like you want to be treated. It's.
And if you want to be treated like shit, you better look at yourself, because no one deserves to be treated like shit.
No, they don't.
Period.
It's a matter of treating somebody with respect. If somebody's doing something that you don't understand, go and ask them, hey, what is this? Explain this to me. You don't have to sit there and wag your finger at somebody like they're doing something wrong when you don't even know what they're doing.
Exactly.
Now, me personally, I'm all for the Krampus. Mm-hmm. I think the Krampus is cool. And we will have to endeavor. I did look at Krampus mugs on, it wasn't Etsy. There was another site that you can get mugs and stuff. Can't remember the name of it right now. The different artists have put them together. But I need a 20-ounce mug. Don't give me none of these little tiny 9-ounce cups.
She needs like a gallon size.
That's
mug.
a little large, but the 20-ounce ones work remarkably well. And
just use a coffee.
Just
use a coffee pot. There you go. There's your mug.
It's the aesthetic. But if anybody knows where I can get a 20-ounce Krampus mug, that needs to be added to the collection.
And this shrunken head with horns, that's the closest thing to a Krampus decoration that we have so far.
Yes, because we are Krampus deficient right now, but we hope to rectify that soon. Yeah.
So it was Spirit Halloween shrunken head with some Walmart horns.
I don't know that those came from Walmart.
Those might have come from Spirit Halloween too.
They might. Yes. You dissing my horns?
No.
Right.
I was more so dissing my shrunken head because it's actually horrible quality. But
no, it's not. It works really well as far as that. Nobody cares.
I do.
This is podcast. Most people didn't even see the cat yesterday. Almost set himself alight.
If it was up to me, I would have a replica of a real shrunken head rather than that.
Well, I like I said, as far as the Krampus and this, all kinds of cool things that we're learning. It's like we need these additions to our home.
I want a home that looks like you step straight into one of those oddity fairs, or what do they call them?
The gift stores or the thrift stores or something like that. The emporiums.
Yeah, sort of. But it's not a place that you shop. It's just like a museum.
Oh, okay. I think that
like a freak show museum almost.
The Addams family had the that was just the perfect home.
That was like an oddity.
And they were just kind people.
They were just living their gothic life, basically their dark life, and they were wonderful. They didn't want to bother anyone else.
They were a wonderful, loving family.
It was everyone else that wanted to bother them.
Just odd. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, anyhow, the Krampus were fans. The other people who don't know what they believe, why they believe it, they don't understand what it said, the languages it was written in, and the customs of the time. Yeah, we're not fans. Mm-hmm. But of the people who have taken the time to share coffee with us, listen to us rant, we're very much fans of you all, and we want you to know that you are loved.
Yes.
So, if you've had experiences with paranormal, supernatural encounters with UFOs, aliens, cryptids, if you have gotten to take part in the Krampus run, if you would like to invite us for the next Krampus run, that would be awesome. Schnapps, peppermint schnapps. Oh, yeah. That's some good stuff. Mm-hmm. So if you've got local, regional, family, myths, legends, whatever like that, send us an email, cupofcoffeewithscream@gmail.com. Yeah, that we didn't rant as bad as we could have. I think we did.
I wanted to.
I think we did pretty good as a matter of developing self-control, because when you come off as unhinged, you can't get your point across.
I didn't think I was going to come across as unhinged, just very heated.
Well, it's not a matter of, like I said, if people talk to each other rather than at each other, then things can be accomplished. And God love him, that poor guy that's over the Chamber of Commerce, he needs some prayer because he was just right there in the middle.
He's just like, I'm just here having a good...
The little Krampus Club, guys, we support you.
Yep.
So you all have a beautiful, blessed day, and we'll see you on the next cup.
Don't forget to like, share, comment, and most of all, subscribe and hit that little bell if you are on YouTube.
I think BitChute's got some kind of something too.
Do whatever the fuck. I don't want to hear it. You do this every fucking time. No. Just hit the little bell on YouTube or whatever the fuck BitChute has. Y'all have a good night. I'm going to go before I actually start to rant about this shit because I need to go calm down.
He's heated.
This pisses me off. Anything about that's... there are a lot of things I want to rant about, but I can't.
Right. Well, you can, but just not to everybody. They don't deserve to have to listen to your rant.
Oh, but I'm sure it would entertain them all right, but
Oh, there are many other things that you will find that we will discuss that will piss you off. Stay tuned.
You really want to push it, don't you? Y'all
That's
have a good night.
Job. Bye.
Good day, whatever. Bye.
So we hope that everybody enjoyed the revisit and the origins of the Krampus. Yeah. Keep a little Krampus in your heart all year long.
Have you seen any of the Krampus movies?
I have not. I need to watch some of those.
Some of them are fucked up.
Well, yeah. Yeah.
I prefer... where's Jack Frost? How come nobody talks about Jack Frost?
I don't know. One of the weird ones was, it was in a... I don't know, it was where you had the little vignettes. I like those movies. One of those from the 70s. And I think her name was it Joan Collins, I think, was in it? About the spooky Santa. I'll have to look that up.
I've been out of the loop as far as vintage pop culture.
It was scary. I'll try to find that and we can let people know what that was. It was one of those that had somewhere 3 to 5 stories in it.
You're going to send me down a vintage pop culture rabbit hole.
Yes, I will.
Lucky for you, I like pop culture. I like pop culture.
Oh, so anything else about the Krampus that I'm sure that...
Yes, don't be an asshole. Don't be an asshole and summon him.
Every day. That's true every day.
He's always watching.
Yes. He's just like Big Brother. Oh my God.
Santa and Krampus
Google is the Krampus. Now we know.
Google, Apple, any
the Krampus.
Major company. All big tech companies are Krampus.
Yes. They're trying to throw us all in a sack.
Yes. That's the whole thing. Yeah. Have you seen what they did with Sprint? They got rid of Sprint. I think.
I don't know.
It was either that or AT&T. AT&T is still around.
Yeah.
T-Mobile, that's what it was. I think T-Mobile's struggling.
I don't know. I just try to avoid it.
Huh?
That's why I stay in the house and drink coffee. At least Google does not have control of my cup of coffee yet.
Krampus is the type of person to have like...
He'll give you decaf.
He'll give you decaf coffee and an old Nokia phone.
That's an abomination.
Old Nokia brick phone.
That is a horrible... I've had to do decaf in the past, and I'm like, hell, it is not worth it.
You had to do decaf while using one of those stupid Nokia bricks.
And I never had one of those. I didn't.
You could throw it at a person and it would be fine. I'm serious.
Those old flip phones were great.
You could run it over and it would be fine.
Those old flip phones were like that.
It wasn't a flip phone. It was literally like a brick.
A little brick.
Yeah.
No. Anyhow. Any final thoughts on Krampus?
I just done it.
That's it.
Yeah.
You did. That was the final thoughts. Okay, I missed it.
I'm good. I've done my dues. I'm good.
Okay, if you've had experiences with the paranormal, supernatural, encounters with UFOs, aliens, cryptids, I don't know that I'll be able to find the references that I used before. I will try to. God knows where they are.
Just link
it
back in the original video. Like, go to the original video, copy and paste all that shit.
I can do that. I can do that.
Yeah.
So I will do that. So I will find the references.
There you go.
You can send us an email, cupofcoffeewithscream.
Copy and paste. It's an amazing magical tool.
Spell check.
Yes.
That is the magic. Thank God for spell check.
Yeah.
So, know that you're loved. Don't be the Krampus. Or maybe do be the Krampus. That could be fun. I would participate in Krampus night.
You get to whack people with a stick and eat their soul.
Yeah, I would be top Krampus. I really would. I would be in jail.
You'd be good in you'd be good in Africa where they got that tradition where they have that weird thing and it beats people with a stick.
Yes. Yes, I would.
It chases people down and beats them with a stick.
I've been trained in multiple ways to beat people with sticks. I really have. Do your spiel, kid.
The spiel was already in the video. Okay. This is just bonus track.
Anyhow, know that you're loved and we'll see you on the next go. Bye.
I'm